Well,
Does it
we'll
matter
get
if
the
we
money we need
both
somehow.
talk to the chickens or just...
I think only one of us has to. Like, I can't once you've done it.
Okay, well, you do that and I'll take care of the watering.
Alright. Oh, one of our chickens is in a bad mood. Salad is grumpy.
How do you know that? It's a chicken.
Well, the game tells me Salad is grumpy. Oh, hey, they're making eggs now. Wow, we got a lot of eggs. I'll put more food in.
Damn it. Yeah,
All right.
I cut a lot of grass last night, by the way. And it automatically put that in the silo, right? I didn't have to do it myself, because I didn't see it in my
Yeah,
inventory.
wow, you fucking hell you did. 215 pieces in there.
I was thinking it felt like I was cutting grass. Oh, the chickens won't eat any of our...
No, they won't eat our stuff.
Okay.
Hey, can you make mayonnaise machines?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
need you to make like one or two
pieces.
of them, ideally.
Does mayonnaise sell for more than eggs?
Oh yeah.
I do love me some mayo.
Yeah.
Uh, mayo machine.
If you can make two of those, that'd be ideal.
Woodstone, earth crystal, copper bar.
We should have all that.
How many? Two?
Two of them if possible. That'll just keep it, the pace goes really well with two of them.
Gosh,
Bless
darn
you.
it. Dang it. Dang it. Okay.
Gosh diddly dang doodle.
Howdy ho, neighborino. Where do you want them? Just over here by the furnaces or something? Or...
Wherever you like. Furnaces are fine, or actually over by the coop, actually.
Fitting, because they're eggs.
Yeah, if you can put them like right over, like actually right here on this side, like right here and here. Thank you.
Alright.
Okay, that'll take a while. I have 5 more? Did I miss one? Huh, missing an egg.
You already broke it.
Yes. Maybe one of them matured a day later than the other ones because he's grumpy. But as they get happier, their happiness doesn't go down, as far as I know. So what we're kind of looking for here is if we can get their happiness up high enough, then we're going to get constant supplies of very, very valuable eggs. At first, this is only worth like maybe a few hundred a day, but at the end of this, it's going to be worth like a lot. Especially if we can keep the mayonnaise coming.
Well, if we had multiple chicken houses.
We could. You also can make that chicken house bigger without taking up more space. Actually, it's the kind of the standard thing is once you can buy a coop upgrade instead of a new coop, and that'll not only make it bigger, but it'll allow us to have ducks.
Oh, God. We
What?
have ducks.
Not a fan?
It's amazing. You can put a duck in a room with no water in it, and then within like 3 days, the room will be covered in mud. I don't know how they do it. Ducks are amazing. They make
Well,
everything
you
muddy.
think it's mud.
It's nuts. Like we had them in like little pins and everything, and oh my God, they would make it so nasty. And they were hateful little bastards too. They would always fucking try to bite me. Tell you a funny.
Well, again, you're taking their children. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just,
I can tell you a funny thing I did one time. I got in trouble for. This is like the most hillbilly thing you could ever get in trouble for.
All right, let's hear it.
I was like
I'm expecting a lot.
14, and we had these little Baney roosters. That's what they were called. They're basically just really tiny roosters, but they're kind of like tiny dogs, where despite their size, they have a horrible attitude problem and are like overly aggressive. Anyways, they love to like if you turned your back on them, it would not be out of the norm for them to just immediately start chasing you, just because you know your back is turned. You know you're fucked. I was like 14, and one of them did that to me, and I turned around and I kicked it so hard I broke its neck on
Damn.
the spot, and it died. And my stepdad was mad. He was just like, no, why'd you do that?
monster.
That's my chicken. He wasn't like that's my chicken. He was just like, damn it, don't kill the damn chickens.
Well, I mean, considering it kind of attacked you, I guess I can't blame you too much there.
It just flogged me. It like jumped up on my back and like clawed me on the shoulders, and I was just like, "You little son of a bitch!" And I turned around, and I just kicked it, and it I heard it. It was like, and it just fell over. It didn't move or anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're pretty a lot bigger than it.
I was only at 14. I was really tiny. I wasn't very big at all.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Like, when you told me how tall you are, I was actually kind of surprised because from what I remember seeing of you, it seems I get the impression to be taller.
5'11".
Yeah, that's still pretty tall, but I don't know. For some reason, I guess that actually isn't that far off. I always assume people are like 6 feet even, so I guess that technically is basically the same.
I'm sorry, I don't meet your predetermined standards.
I mean, technically, I think you're only an inch shorter than me.
Maybe.
Well, so I claim, at least.
You guys have, like... No, I guess you wouldn't have, like, those... mugshot things, because... That seems like more like a local prison thing. They probably already have that stuff done by the time the prisoners got to you.
Yeah, they do that when they first arrive. Although that is one of my fun little games I've gotten into at certain points, is looking through all the mugshot database, since because of the position I'm in, I've actually got a fairly massive amount of like permissions in the system, so I can actually look at a lot of stuff, including like records and all those things. And I have occasionally on like boring days and like my lunch hour, I've gone and like just looked up random pictures of people to see what they like had for tattoos and stuff. Actually, one of my favorites is usually the descriptions that the officers write in for tattoos are very, like, minimalistic. Like, somebody will have, like, a giant, like, mural of 3 cowboys covered in fire riding skeletal horses across their ass. And the description will just be, like, cowboys. But we did have one recently where whoever, like, typed in the descriptions must have been, like, new to the job or just having a bad day, because his descriptions were really, like, funny. Like, I swear one of them was I think it wasn't the exact wording, but it was basically something like skeletal senorita with her tits out and 6 arms.
Was it?
It was. That was exactly what the guy had tattooed in his chest. I mean, I'll give the guy credit. It was funny to see the wording, but he was accurate. It was probably more useful than most of what I read from other people.
The guy breaks out. You want people to know exactly what to look for.
Yeah, exactly. If he's going around shirtless. I'll admit, I've seen more than my fair share of face tattoos here. I get the impression that getting a face tattoo is basically like asking to go to prison.
Yeah, I haven't seen many people in my life that have a tattoo on their face and aren't either freshly out of jail, heading to jail, or doing whatever they can to make it to where they get to go to jail.
I actually like tattoos. I think they look kind of nice on a lot of people, but I've seen very few face tattoos that speak to me in some level.
My piece of crap dad has one on his right, on his back right shoulder. It actually is pretty cool. It's a wolf face.
Yeah, that seems like a decent place to put one.
Very well done too, and he's had it for like 30, 40 years, and it looks cool.
And if it holds up, that's a good mark of quality. And I at least out in Portland, Oregon, there was a lot of people there that had tattoos, and a few of them were really good. I mean, I tend to think it's neat. I actually kind of wanted to get one myself at some point, but I honestly just couldn't decide on one that I felt like good enough about that I wanted to go and get it.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, do you like really need to get this tattoo, or do you just want to get it for the hell of it? And if you do, like, what's it gonna do? Like, you're gonna go around showing people because you know you're not that type of person. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm not.
Yeah.
What's the point?
I think different people have different ways of looking at it. Like, I know I remember watching a thing at one point where somebody was talking about like different experiences with it. And one person was saying she kind of viewed her entire body as a canvas. She wasn't worried if she'd like it later because she was kind of like, every tattoo I get is kind of like a scar from when I was a kid. Even if it looks kind of dumb now, it reminds me of who I was at the time and what I liked and what I was into. So she was kind of saying that, like, even if it was lousy, it was still kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see that. Like, I mean, that seems like a legitimate viewpoint to me, but it's just not the one I have. Like, I feel like any tattoo I'd get, I would have to be one that I really felt confident that I would want, years later. God, I'm so close to getting this fish. Will you stop fighting?
I think that if I got to choose, well, that's a dumb way to start this. If I got to choose which tattoo I got, because obviously you don't when you go.
I'd like a skull.
You're getting a plant. All I do is flowers. That's all you get.
It's like, I can't remember what that was from. It's like the clown at the party who could only do snakes with the balloon animals.
Oh god, that was a comedian, I think.
Maybe it was. I can't remember. But
You're getting the snake.
if I ever got a tattoo, I've already decided. I think the one thing I would get would probably be the lambda symbol from Half-Life. That'd be pretty cool. I'd probably get it like, I don't know, like maybe on my one of my back shoulders or something.
I like that.
'Cause that's
I mean, would you want it very clearly to be the lambda symbol from Half-Life, or would you want like a more like generic lambda, or like just a stylized thing at all? I mean, would you want to have like the exact symbol, or would you want to have like the core symbol but not like the accoutrement around it and stuff like that?
I think it would be neat to have the legit, orange lambda symbol. That'd be kind of cool. Just because I have such fond memories of playing Half-Life, and that's kind of where my gaming started.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. And I think that's actually kind of a classier example than many, too, because at least that one, like, you can pass that off as being more of a generic thing if you want to, but it still stands out well. Like, I don't know, I've got a weird thing for, I like tattoos and symbols that can pull double duty, where somebody who looks at it and has no idea what the basis is can still kind of appreciate it on some level, but somebody who actually knows what the reference is can appreciate it on a deeper level. I tend to just like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, lambda symbol works. One of the best gaming idea I ever saw for a tattoo was from Shadow of the Colossus. You ever play that, or you've seen a bit of it, right?
I've seen it. I have never played it.
One of the things that was big is you had to use your sword to kind of direct beams of light at the monster to figure out where its weak points were to stab them. And one of the things that was kind of funny is when you got up close to one of the weak points, you could actually see this like burning glyph on the skin of the monster as you get close to it that would mark where the weak point was where you had to stab it. And I've seen a picture online of somebody who got like a flat black tattoo, but it was like a really nicely etched one of that weak symbol like right over their heart on their chest, which is the kind of place one of them would show up on the monsters in that game, and I thought that was kind of a cool idea.
Yeah. That is pretty neat.
Yeah, it struck me as an interesting option, at least. Although, I mean, as much as I like that game, I'm not sure it's one I like enough to like make a tattoo out of it.
I think the biggest thing about getting tattoos is that if you're going to do it, the whole purpose of getting a tattoo would more or less just be to be able to show people. And if you're not going to be walking around, if you're not going to get it in a place where everyone can see it, and you're not going to be walking around in tank tops or shirtless, then kind of
You're saying my dick tattoo is a bad idea?
I think a dick tattoo a dick tattoo, not a dick tic tac.
It took so long.
Dick tattoo would hurt like hell, probably.
Yeah, I did see a thing recently of a woman who tried to get a tattoo in her eyeball.
What's happening?
Didn't go well.
What happened?
Level 7 fishing.
Level 8 fishing. Worm bin. What happened? Whatever.
Did you get a worm bin?
I can make a worm bin.
Ooh, good. We should get those.
Dang, we made a lot. 3,500 in one day.
Yep.
I did notice something, actually. Okay, that's what it was. I knew something
Earthquake.
happened. I knew, because I was like, what the hell's going on?
Oh yeah, that was the earthquake event. What does that do? It opens... Oh no, that means the spa and the train station is now open.
Ah. What was I gonna... Oh, I was gonna say, I noticed that... when 7 o'clock comes around now, because it's summertime, it still stays sunny for like until 8 o'clock.
Huh. Oh hey, by the way, did you get any mayonnaise from the machine earlier? You must have picked it up, right?
Yeah, I took it out and put it in. I sold it.
Perfect. We should check how much that's selling for later. But just so you get the experience to see how to do it, if you go into the farm... oh yeah, to find the mayor's shorts, who he left in some woman's house. If you go into in the building there, grab some hay out of the hay bale just so you can see how it works, and just toss it in the bin or toss it on the feeding trough. You should automatically get 4 pieces when you click on it.
Okay, and then put it where?
Right in the feeding trough next to it.
Okay, that's it?
Yep, that's it.
Easy. For the record, having chickens on a wooden floor is a terrible idea. They will shit all over everything.
Well, they're gonna shit all over everything anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. This game is skipping over that small fact. So where's his shorts at, do you know?
They're in the room of one of the women in town. I don't remember exactly which one. Yeah, just a bit.
The mayor. That old perv.
Yeah, he's the mayor. Mayor of fucking.
Do you think special happened like otherwise because of the earthquake?
I think it just means we have access to the spa now.
Ah, okay.
So if you head north from the mine, like at the start of the area near Robin's house, there should be an open area that goes up to the train station, I believe.
Damn it. Okay, well I gotta go give Gunter this ornamental fan real quick.
Alright. I'm going to drop off a bunch of foraging things. Actually, I've got all the foraging things for this season. Bundle complete. I got 30 summer seeds.
A skeleton statue. Looks like papyrus, kind of. I could technically take the bucket to what's his name and get it upgraded.
If you have the money, yeah.
We do want to, like, if we want to blow all our money already, though. Man, I can't wait till those crops come in. It's gonna be all kinds of money. Dang, the mayonnaise is already done.
Yep, I'm coming back to put more eggs in.
So you have, how do you put the eggs in? You just have to have eggs and just click on them, I guess?
Yeah, if you have an egg in hand and you just right-click on the machine, it just tosses it in. I think I took all the eggs, unfortunately. In the future, I'll leave them in there until the evening. So if one of us is back, we can pick a few more up and toss them in.
I will put the mayonnaise in the thingy to sell. It looks spreadable, yes. Oh yeah, the sap's growing over here. It's done. Oak resin. Oh, that's not sap.
Well, I mean, it still is the same kind of thing, I guess.
But I need maple
Oh, you
syrup.
put it. Oh, you put it in the wrong tree.
I need a maple tree. That's what I was hoping for. How do I know which one's a maple tree? This is a pine tree. This is an oak. So this one has to be. This one has to be a maple tree.
Yeah, the oak and the maple look kind of similar.
I think the maple one has like little yellow dots on it.
Yeah, I think one of them has larger leaves in general. The pine is always easy to find.
Yeah. Well, I can technically sell this oak resin then, I guess. I don't know if we need it for anything, do we?
We do need it for stuff. I'd hold on to it. I think like beehives and stuff like that, we're going to need it.
Come on. Here we go. I planted a tree between our houses, a maple tree, but I don't think it's growing. The seed's just sitting on... Oh, wait, did I have to, like, till the earth to make it grow?
No, you don't. Trees are different.
So it's just taking a while, I guess.
Yeah, it takes like a full season for the tree to grow.
Oh, okay. Guess I shouldn't have chopped them all down at the beginning.
Actually, every season a bunch of them will grow back, basically. So it's not too bad. I've literally deforested my entire farm before by accident, when I didn't realize that would happen. You can even buy like grass starter and stuff like that if you want to regrow patches of grass.
Earthquake. Your axe isn't strong enough to break this hollow log. Okay. Thanks. I don't believe you.
What are you talking about?
There's just this random, like, hollow log right beneath that little pond in front of the house. And it's like, your axe isn't strong enough to break this, but I'm sitting here chopping up freaking tree stumps like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, we need iron axe to chop that. Same with like iron pickaxe to break the giant gray boulders.
Dang. Okay, there is more mayonnaise I just gathered. Do you have any more eggs?
I have a few more. I'll put some more in before I go to bed.
Oh, you're fishing, aren't you?
Yep. At this point, I figure I'll just wait until I'm about to go to bed.
Yeah, I'll come fish a little bit too, for like 5 or 6 hours.
A mere 5 or 6 hours of fishing a day.
What's the worst that could happen?
Get them fishing calluses.
I think I'm close to level 9 fishing.
Nice. Ooh, you should also look into making worm bins. We can start getting free worms.
Goth Kid just said, what's the point in going outside? I've seen it all.
That poor kid lives in paradise. Is like, I miss all my memes. Oh, grumpy cat, only you understand my pain.
Good God, this fish is ornery. Dude, stop. Fish. Up and down and up and down.
Twerking on that line.
Oh, it was a pike. That's why. A 30-inch one, too.
Nice.
A 30-inch pike.
That'd be a very large fish. You have a pike, I got a chub.
So now you think about it, yeah. That's 2.5 feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
big fish. Plus it was a silver, too.
Oh, nice.
Just standing out here in front of Drunk Lady's little trailer. Or whatever it is, fishing.
Actually, that reminds me, just recently, when I had family visiting, we ended up going to the Omaha Zoo for a bit.
Yeah, you showed me
Just
pictures.
that it was kind of impressive to see. But, yeah, I think I sent you pictures. But, the aquarium, the one they have there is really good. And has a ton of fucking giant fish in it. I'm guessing partly because these are fish that are fed consistently and have no natural predators, so, like, they don't have to worry that much. They're able to get to their full size. But there's so many fucking fish in there, I just can't imagine, like I'm not exactly weak. I can't imagine, like, hauling one of those things into a boat. They just look way too fucking big. Like, when I was
It could be
fishing,
one
like,
of those,
a fish that was,
netting
like,
boats.
that maybe, but I mean, fuck. Some of these things were, like, 3 to 4 feet long, it looked like, and not exactly thin, either. I mean, there was one fish there that was, like, larger around than my chest. My chest is not small, by a large margin.
Well, I mean, if you're a real fisherman, you wouldn't have any problems.
For some reason, I'm just thinking, like, the anchor tattoo on each bicep. The giant, bristly, brindled beard. Sitting at home just staring murder at, like, a picture of a fish that you got in the wall with like, the one eye that wasn't taken out with a hook years ago. As
You're
you
almost describing Popeye.
As you're just lifting weights the entire time. Getting swole to haul that fish into the boat.
Sounds like Popeye, mixed with the sailor guy from The Simpsons. Alright, he be more beast than man.
More stomach than man.
More stomach than man. That's what it was. That was a funny episode.
Fairly warned be ye.
Don't they end up, like, taking him to court over it?
Mr. Simpson, I don't often use the word hero, but you, sir, are a hero. My favorite bit there is the bit when Lionel Hutz is talking to Marge and is saying, like, okay, so what did you do after you left the restaurant? Well, we drove around a bit. And we went home. Is that really all you did? No. We drove around looking for other all-you-can-eat fish restaurants. And when you didn't find one, we went fishing.
Oh, God. Poor Marge.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to head back home. I found a rusty spoon, by the way. Oh, it's an
Does it say
artifact.
Gunter wants it?
Yeah, I did. I didn't even think. I found it because I saw some worms in the ground, and I was like, hey, worms.
Those might be a salad fingers.
Rusty spoons. God, that was creepy as hell.
Against my salad fingers.
The lore behind
rusty
that's kind of fucked up if you've ever, like, looked into it.
I didn't realize there was lore. What kind of lore is there?
It's like World War III has happened, and that's why everything is all fucked up like it is, and he's kind of, like, all mentally messed up from it, and, like, all the radiation and everything.
That seems like a bit of a cop-out. That's too obvious, thing.
Well, I did a really shitty job of describing it. Trust me.
Oh, come on.
I think MatPat had a video on it, and it's, like, really good. Hey, what's this up here?
I know the creator is good.
Where are you?
What?
Oh, I thought this was like a plant. I can tell what the... Oh, it's a fucking piece of grass. God damn it.
No, it's a tree, I think. Or a bush.
Bedtime.
I've got, like, one spare egg.
You'll get more tomorrow morning, won't you? Or is it like every few
Yep.
days?
Every day you'll get another egg from chickens. Ducks give eggs every other day.
But they're bigger. Dang, look at all the fish we got.
Get some good money from that. Look how much the mayonnaise was worth. 6 things of mayonnaise.
Sorry, I was looking at the fish. Mayonnaise would be under farming?
Nope, top one. Yeah, farming.
Dang, almost 200 each.
Yep.
That's a lot of ways. God, we need to make more
And
of
that's-
those.
Yeah, that's the base. That's the lowest level of mayonnaise.
We call that salad dressing. Well, time to get watering.
Hey, chickens.
You gonna talk to all the chickens?
Yeah, I got that.
The music is pretty cheerful today.
Yeah. Alright, none of the chickens are really upgrading their happiness yet, but we'll get there.
I mean, why would they be happy? It's a monotonous cycle of just sitting in a house and crafting out spherical objects and then eating corn and then repeating it. Come on. How can you be happy with a life like that?
I don't know.
I tried to spin that off as like being something funny, but I think I just made it sad.
Well, then again, I remember reading a thing at one point I thought was kind of interesting, where it was somebody talking about the philosophy of sharks. Actually, I'm leaving the extra eggs in the white chest, alright?
Okay.
But the philosophy they were talking about was like, okay, so as a human, we're very deeply concerned about meaning of life, the important things in existence, the responsibilities we have, the kind of things that, we need to do. But he was like, okay, I want you to imagine a shark for a second. A shark does not give a shit about what's happening. Does not give a shit about what it's doing, larger consequence of the world, does not give a shit what it's doing tomorrow. It may not even understand there is a tomorrow. It is literally living entirely in the moment. It is a thoughtless machine in some ways that does not have... I mean, as far as we know, sharks don't get depressed. They don't get other problems. They basically are these... they are entirely focused in this sort of mindful, fixation on the present. And the guy who was talking was like, this is not necessarily a good thing. There are a lot of downsides to it, but it's also important to kind of recognize there are some upsides to this. This kind of grand fixation in the future can be very harmful and very depressing at points, especially if you don't feel like you have much control over some aspects. Whereas, if you allow yourself to be focused entirely upon the present, to not allow yourself to get distracted, it can be sort of a weirdly noble existence to have that sort of, like, fixation on the moment. I kind of liked the idea behind it, even if I sort of agree with him in saying it's probably not healthy to try to live that way entirely, because it's just going to lead to, like, basically hedonism. But I think it's also helpful, because I think there are a lot of people that get very caught up in, like, thinking too much about the future or worrying too much about it.
Yeah, that could definitely be something that happens. I do that every now and then. I actually find myself looking more at dates and thinking, like, man, 6 years ago, this was happening. Okay, anywho, I spent money to get the upgraded, bucket.
Okay.
Hopefully it will be raining tomorrow, so you don't have to water anything. Or I don't have to water anything, but I'm betting it will. I should have looked at the weather. Fuck. I guess I could have timed it ahead.
I have a watering can. I can handle it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, then again, it is going to be 3 days anyways, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of plants.
Alright, I've cleared out all the debris around the train station. Actually, I may go mining a bit.
Goth Kid says he definitely doesn't want to go swimming.
Well, what does he want?
I don't know. He definitely doesn't want to go swimming. And he's just like, oh wait, you were just gonna say hi? Oh, sorry.
For some reason, the way he's dressed reminds me of a picture. I always thought it was like a Sacha Bell pic, but I guess it was actually by somebody else.
He's purple. He's like Barney.
What?
Barney? A dinosaur? No, okay.
I've never heard of this Barney person.
Yes, you watched Between the Lions and all that stuff.
Between the Lions? What?
No? Sabumafu? No?
No, I don't think so.
Reading
Between
Rainbow?
the Lions? I know, Reading Rainbow, yeah, but Between the Lions?
I'm just naming off random PBS shows that came on when I was a kid.
I'm gonna find this picture.
I can't believe you never watched
Here we
Between the
go.
Lions.
Between the Lions? No.
Yeah, it was like a little educational... whatever. It don't matter.
None of this matters. There, I sent you the picture.
I will check it in a minute. I think this is going to be the last day for me tonight.
Yep. That is fine by me.
Because I need to take a break from taking a break.
Okay, this dagger does not do a lot of damage, but I can hit like 1,000,000 times a second, literally.
I'm just imagining your character making that noise as he's just stabbing frantically.
Basically, yeah. I'm doing between like 4 and like 20 damage a hit, but I'm able to hit literally like multiple times a second.
Like so, 3 times a second, and you're doing, at the bare minimum, 12 damage a second.
Yeah. Oddly peaceful music down here in the mines.
I got like the country music playing right now because I'm up in town.
I can't really like guess at which one you mean exactly.
It's got a steel guitar.
Steel horse he rides.
You know, I almost thought about asking you if you wanted to play PUBG tonight, but then I was just like, well, that's gonna
I'd be up for going.
definitely.
I'm still happy to play it.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't want to play it right now. But I was thinking about it. I was just like, going from the new Call of Duty Blackout to PUBG, man, that would probably be a horrible downgrade.
In some ways, yes, but I mean, honestly, those games are still primarily about playing with other people. And, I mean, honestly, at this point, you're good company in that, so, yeah, I'm still happy to play with you.
Does the
And I mean,
Blackout version have teams too, or?
Yeah, you can play in duos and quads. I figure at this point, if you get it at some point, I'll probably play that with you as well. But, I don't know, I think in some ways, given what you said about the past, I would have been more confident in telling you to grab the game if there was also like a single-player campaign as well. But without it, it's basically Call of Duty multiplayer and Blackout. And while Blackout is like exceptional, it's like the only experience I've seen like this in or like the best battle royale experience I've had. I'm not sure if it'd be enough to sell you on it.
I would kind of hate to spend $60 on just a straight up battle royale game by itself.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, because at least PUBG was only $25. It's not like you're paying $60 for PUBG.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But it might go on sale for Black Friday or something. Or maybe Humble Bundle will have it real cheap.
I really doubt it, unfortunately, just given how Call of Duty pricing has worked in the past. But, I don't know, I may have, I mean, like, honestly, yeah, even the old games still sell for a lot.
Yeah, I know, the
but...
freaking game I'm playing, the one I play all the time, the bundle for the first 2 games is $25 still.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if Call of Duty 4 went on sale at some point, I probably would throw a copy at you just to see your reaction to the single-player story, but... Or, honestly, if they hadn't completely fucked the game in Infinity, I probably would have bought copies for multiple friends. I keep playing with people, as I love that game, but... Until they fucked it.
Infinite Warfare. It's weird, that game came out like the same exact time that Infinity War came out, and I keep getting them mixed up. Infinity War...
Infinite Warfare? No, that came out way later. Infinity War came out way later than Infinite Warfare.
Did it?
Oh, yeah.
Infinity War came out like a year and a half ago, didn't it? The Avengers movie about a year and a half ago? Maybe it was less than that.
No, it was way less than that. That was like maybe 6 months ago.
Has it really been that short of time since I've seen the movie?
I think so.
Time. I can't keep up with it.
It happened since I came out here to do this work.
Damn it. Why are you... Don't cast out that way, you dumbass. Having bait doesn't help you catch the fish, it just helps you attract it, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Does the bobber help you catch the fish?
Some of them do. Different bobbers do different things.
Whoa, that guy slingshotted all the way to the top. I got a live one. Oh, God. Bobby, get your net. Oh, God, here he comes. Those crazy freaking, like, real life, like, fishing videos. Like those people that live down in Florida go out in the middle of, like, a swamp and try to catch gators every day. I don't know if you've seen those. It's crazy.
Tied this poodle at the end of a rope. Gonna catch us some gators with it. Come on, Fluffy.
Oh, don't worry.
Fluffy caught a gator.
She'll be
Look
alright.
at that bitch. Best bait I ever used, my ex-wife.
We do have some people like that come in a lot at Lowe's, like serious white trash. Just can't understand half of what they say because the way they talk, it's straight up white trash trailer, you know. They sound like the guy from The Waterboy, you know, that one character who just doesn't even talk clear at all.
Man, I actually haven't seen Waterboy.
Oh, that's blasphemous.
Well, listen. I do find blasphemy kind of hot, so,
basically,
you know.
Basically just take the most, you know, incomprehensible Cajun accent that you can imagine, straight out of Louisiana, and then add a southern twang to it, and have them put marbles in their mouth when they talk. And that's what you're trying to decipher. Have fun.
I found coffee beans.
Come on, one more fish. No, not one more piece of algae. Come on, one more fish before nighttime. I mean, before midnight. It's already night.
Yeah, I'm running back.
Ah, fuck. Okay, whatever, we're leaving. Snagged me some green algae. Pass it off. We should be able to, like, make salads and sell them or something. I don't know.
With algae?
I mean, come on, it's green.
Well, you can cook in this game. We just don't have the kitchen yet.
Yeah, I remember what's her name saying something about if we ever wanted an upgrade.
Yeah,
To let her
I
know.
can't say I ever saw the cooking in this making a lot of sense.
You got any more
That's
eggs,
just
by the
me,
way?
though. I left him in the gray chest here, so yeah, I'll go toss 2 more in.
Copper is right there. Okay. Alright, let's see how much
You'll
money
never
we made.
catch me, copper. Okay, we got 100 slime, so I can finish off that bin.
Was that a bundle? 100 slime?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Oh, 2,400.
Yeah. Quite sizable.
All
Like
right.
more like 3,000 once you get the final fishing skill. Alright, want to end there?